you already referred to. And that is, of course, to record your presentation. Now, a cyclist will record their presentation because they're analyzing their form. They're analyzing how they're going around that velodrome. They're seeing if there's any small way that they can improve. And of course, as speakers, our recording can do wonders for us too. Because you have an idea in your head of how you're coming across, but that idea might be very different to reality. And reality is shown through the camera. Reality will show you the little M's and ums that you may not even realize you're doing, or any bad habits that you have. But it will also show you what you're doing well. A lot of people say that they hate recording themselves because they hate the sound of their voice or how they look. But what I actually find is when people do record themselves, it gives them a confidence boost because they realize they're not as bad as they think. So definitely try and set up a recording. You can record yourself on Zoom, you can record yourself with your phone, but seeing yourself will help tremendously in terms of making adjustments. And I actually want to go back to Isabel for a second, because you mentioned something about just listening to your recording. What do you find is the benefit in doing that, Isabel?
You can really pick up on the ums and the ems and, you know, maybe words that you haven't pronounced properly.
Yeah.
And also you get used to hearing your own voice, because the first time you hear your own voice, it could be a bit, oh, do I really sound like that? But the more you hear your own voice, the more confident you become with it.
Yes, absolutely. There is great benefit to blacking out the camera and just listening to the sound of your voice. Because not only by doing this will you determine, you know, your M's and ums, but you'll also determine how powerful your tonality is. Is your tone reflecting the emotions you're trying to convey? Are you getting that across? Because sometimes our body language does it more than our voice. And we want to make sure that our voice is also pitching in as well. And likewise, it's also beneficial to watch your recording with no sound. Because then you're able to see whether your body language is engaging, whether you are too still and static, right? You're able to see if you are using enough gestures, if you're expressing yourself. I should be able to determine what you're saying without sound as well. That's a good way to judge yourself at the same time. So you can play around with a recording in many different ways, but you've got to press the button, right? You've got to do it, otherwise you won't get to tap into these 1% gains, which you could be making.